On the group page? Oh, okay. Because I say normally the group is more people at one time you can share with. Oh, five.
Blah, blah,
So
blah, 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 blah,
let's get the sharing.
blah,
Let's
blah,
get the sharing. We're about to get it started in a minute.
blah, blah,
Give
blah,
us
blah,
Oh,
2 minutes.
are we live?
Yes,
We
sir.
live,
Yes,
no
sir. We
child.
are live. Uh,
we're
hey,
live.
okay, man. But while you guys are, oh wait a minute, I'm not live yet.
Hey,
I mean, I'm
You
live.
live? It's 35 seconds. It said
No, I
we've
mean,
been
I'm
live.
live. I'm talking about on Facebook. I wasn't.
Oh,
I wasn't sure.
oh,
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 I thought you was gonna jump right
oh,
into the freaking
oh,
Diddy.
oh, oh,
girl. That's what he said.
oh,
Be mine.
Sheila.
I know, right?
Oh,
Oh,
Freaky,
oh,
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 freaky
oh,
oh,
Sheila.
Sheila. Oh,
No.
I know people, man.
no.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Pretty Lou, if you come on here, man, holler at me, man. I told you I gotta holler at you about something. Gus, I see you. I see you be dipping in
Gussie
and out.
Gus.
Uh-huh. You better get on in
Gussie
this
Gus.
piece. Get on in this piece and
Hey,
quit playing.
gal.
I know, right?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hmm. We had a pretty good amount of views last week, man. We got a pretty
Yeah.
good amount of views. So we got to keep it up. And this show's
Yeah.
gonna be just as fire
Yep.
this
Fire,
week.
fire,
It's
fire,
gonna be
fire, fire.
fire,
Man,
man.
I gotta shave, man. I need to do something with this. Looking like a caveman up in here.
I need a
I
shame
missed
with
the
daggone
barber
self.
last week. I had to cancel for the Mother's Day high tea we did,
Mm-hmm.
and I look like somebody dropped me off and left me, man.
You look like who did it and what for?
Oh shit.
Why they do that? You know what I mean?
Hold on, but why Liv got to add on to it, dog?
Because that's what I look like.
I
Who did it
want
and what
to
for?
know why they do that.
Yeah, who did it and what for?
Hey, let me tell you.
Watch
Hey,
out there,
baby. Hey,
Jill.
Jill.
Yeah.
Jill's in the house. What's up? What's up?
That was
What's
the
up?
start.
Yeah.
Who else we got in the house?
Jack.
So again, man, just so we waiting for some people to come in. Tory Lane was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, and 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing. Is it called? What's it called? Apparatus? What's it called?
Apparatus.
Apparatus. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
He is now breathing on his own despite being in pain. He is talking normally in good spirits and deeply thankful for God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. As for
That's
Tory Lanez, you
wild.
got, yeah, man. I mean, you there. You know what I'm saying? And it's
You
gonna
in
happen,
jail for
man.
sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
It ain't
So,
gonna happen, man. It don't happen just like that though. That you're not gonna just say no.
well,
It's
no.
more than that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's
Than that.
something else behind it. And whether you done
Yeah,
something or talk shit while you was there or something, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you
there's
know,
a likely
Look,
chance
man.
though.
it's something behind that.
When you a celeb like that and you in them spots, you got to have somebody putting money on your books or somebody else's books so they can protect you. You got to
Hmm.
pay people to keep. You know what I'm saying? To watch your back to keep you safe.
True.
You do.
And apparently he was not doing that. So
Right.
they got in him bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, man. So I'm gonna give one more minute, and we about to get it started.
Let's get it started.
Yeah.
Hey,
checking. 1 2 1 2.
3 4.
Mhm. All right. Dr. Cotton, you all right? What's up? You've been quiet already, and you usually come in on fire. What the hell's going on?
He concentrating
You
on some
thinking
things.
about something? You got something on
You
your
gonna
mind?
stop talking. Ain't no use in me talking with you talking.
I appreciate it. Maybe look.
Ooh,
First of all, this is the only time I get to talk. It's at
ooh.
the beginning because y'all don't give me nothing to talk.
man,
Let me
you
talk.
was a get to talk guy, man.
Right. Right,
I'm
fat
gonna
You
boy.
I'm gonna talk today because I am that
that
way. I'm
boy
gonna
said
talk
he
about
gonna get
the
to
freak off.
talk
I got
live,
to talk
man.
about the freak off. All right, man. Y'all ready to get this started, man?
That man butt naked gang.
Get your life together. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's right.
She just got so smart before I
right.
go on. Get your life together. All right, man. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, it's another Thursday, Friday up Thursdays on Reasons, man. It's your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat Boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
Black Lives the place to be. Let's go.
And it is truly Dr. C. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? Everybody good?
Very
Fair
good.
for a square.
That's what's up, man.
Hey,
we got a lot to talk about today.
Fair for a square, man.
Fair for a square, baby.
We got a lot to talk about. I mean, I'm excited not only just for the main topic. I'm also excited for the dear brother and sister for the day too. That's going to be an interesting thing. So y'all gotta stay tuned. Y'all gotta watch all the way through the end of this show. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get heated. But let me start off. Let's start. I'm not going to start off with the main topic, okay? Because this is the reason. This is the reason because this is kind of like it kind of coincides with what we're going to be talking about. But still, have you got Fat Boy?
Hey, Black Lip, you is over.
What do you do? What do you do?
I didn't read it until you said what you said. I had to read it. Oh yeah, we on today. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's up, Marlon? Marlon's in the house. Jill's in the house. Appreciate you guys. Anybody that's watching right now, go on and share and give y'all comments. We will see it over here on the side and talk about it and read your comments. But the first thing we're gonna talk about, man, is polygamy. How can you say? You can tell I won't do it because I don't say. I can't even say it. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Oops, that's the wrong thing. So of course I got a video. So let me go ahead and give you guys this video so you
gotta start it off with
you know where I got it. Yeah. So let me do that. All right. Here we go.
It's so upset about the idea of polygyny when we know that we greatly outnumber our men. See, polygamous relationships were originally built around building security, building an empire, building a nation of people.
They made things like polygamy really taboo for a reason. Everything they do, every belief they instill in us has a deeper agenda.
Like, I wonder if we ever sit back and just really think about, damn, like all of my sisters deserve a man in the home.
Think about it. If all the black men with multiple baby mamas started to form a healthy polygamous relationship, imagine the empires and the communities that would be built.
If you brought two women together who both had really good stable jobs, plus that one man, which is the king, which is the leader, who also had a good job, you have 3 financial incomes in one household.
Instead of having baby mama drama and having a bunch of black people pinned against each other.
Do we ever think about, well, what what's best for the community? Like, what's best for the children of the community?
One of our bigger problems is that all of us don't think on a collective level. You have to have that mindset to step into a polygamous relationship. You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to be willing to build a village, build a community, build wealth. And I do believe that monogamy for a lot of Black men is unnatural.
If you were thinking a little bit smarter, you would figure the puzzle out. Many Black women get so upset about the idea of polygyny.
Okay,
And
guys.
she can't even pronounce it right. So why would she even be talking about something she can't even pronounce?
Hey, she sounded like me, didn't she?
No, well, worse than you. What else? Polygamy.
Right.
Polygamy.
Oh,
Okay.
Phil,
What?
can I ask you a question?
What?
Before we start this, bro,
What?
where do you find this stuff, bro? Every week, bro, I forget that you gonna do it. And every week, when you say I got a video, I say, "Oh yeah, he got something for us."
Sometimes I watch something new, and I like to get our teens their opinions on it.
Okay.
Because we live in so everyone lives differently. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to our lives, and our age and stuff and how we came up. So when I see something that just seemed for me. For young Black women to be talking like this is like accepting to being one, with one, I guess, a guy or whatever, and treating him like a king. Is this a thing that guys are trying to cling to now? You know what I'm saying? Or are they trying to make it a thing as far as to having
They
that?
are making it a thing. It's been a thing for a long time, but
I know it's been for a long time, but I'm talking
but
about more. You know how the trend
now
thing is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not trendy because you have a lot of people in Hollywood that they are living their life like this now.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of people that are well known that have decided that they are going to live a lifestyle, and that's what they're doing. So they have multiple women that they are dealing with. One, they could be, happily married to; another, two or three, they not married to. They just in the house with them, or whatever. So it's something that, the sad thing for me is this: regardless of what the number is, in regard to men and women.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about it is that when we are deciding to settle for something that is not what we're supposed to do, trying to get along,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to have somebody, first of all, regardless of what you're doing, even in that, you still not going to be happy.
Right.
Because the person only has so much of themselves to give to anybody. And if you're giving yourself to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different people that you're trying to maintain a relationship with, it's impossible for you to be happy, and it's very impossible for them to be happy.
Well,
raising a lot of children that are having to be put in a situation where they're having to sit and watch this behavior and their behavior. So a prime example is this. What we're dealing with right now with P. Diddy is behavior that he saw growing up. And because he saw this type of behavior growing up, he in his mind thought it was okay to continue to perpetuate. And so now he's sitting in a situation that he was not expecting to ever be sitting in nor get caught in. But this is what he grew up in. This is what he saw adults do in his lifetime. So he just perpetuated what he saw. So now that it's a whole deal.
Okay, but it could be understood too, though, as a man. Although it wouldn't be my thing. Just let me get that part out and clear. It would not be my thing to do something like that. Whatever, somebody has it.
I don't know if it would be.
Oh, okay. Anyway, my point is this. There's times, of course, where there are people that need certain things that they're not getting from one woman and they can get from the second woman and have them both in the same place. You know what I mean? And so I kind of get it, but I mean, like I said, it wouldn't be my thing, but I still kind of get it. If, say, for instance, if one of the girls is not really sexually active and one is, one of the girls are real active, want to go out all the time, blah, 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 the other one is, and you want to do those things and share your, share that, that couple or whatever to do that. You know what I'm saying? The other do and the other don't. One cooks or whatever, and the other one don't cook, or the other one cleans and the other one don't clean. You know what I'm saying? And you got two that wants to be with one man or whatever the case may be. I kind of see it and get it, but I mean, it wouldn't be one of my things, of course. But I kind of get it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Okay, so go ahead, Liv.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that every man is gonna want this. Black, white, purple, green, yellow, orange, red. It don't matter. If every dude could get away with this, they would do it. Now,
True.
as far as what I'm seeing, the only women that are down with this are the ones that are having problems finding a man.
But she said that there's a low amount of men towards for the women.
It is. Yes, I know that. That's what I just said. Women outnumber men 4-1 in this country.
Okay, so
women, especially in the black community. Now, I will tell you this: if those women had a man, ain't no damn way they be trying to share their man.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they already have a man and then they want another woman to come in to do other things that they won't do, why not? I'm just saying.
I know, I get it. And look, to each their own. But
right.
my whole thing is no. If it was enough men to go around, and these women had a man that was theirs, and that they were like, okay, we can work things out, we can do this, we can make it happen, we can whatever. But it kind of goes back to what I said last week. These women are kind of putting the price on their happiness. And what they talking about doing is they talking, like one of the chick was talking more financial. It's like, okay, we can get 3 of us together and we can go buy a house and all of us live together, and I have my room, the other wife has her room, and the man can just come and go as he please, go from room to room or whatnot. So basically, these are, a lot of these things are financial realities, and they're not rooted in relationships. They're rooted in something else.
It's rooted in their relationship. It's a relationship to them. You know what I'm saying? If they can be together, I mean, to each his own, of course, because I of course wouldn't. But if you can basically be with somebody and financially be secure and financially grow and actually be, so I can get that or whatever, because that's what they agreed to. To me though, I would think at some point in time, someone might get jealous or something's going to happen in between those times because with feelings. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know how long those type of relationship last. You know what I'm saying? But although it does, happen, of course, but I just can't see nothing lasting for years. And if we got any viewers that ever had any relationship like this and it lasts over 10 years, 15, 20 years, hit us up. I want to hear. I want to know how y'all made it work. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Let Fat Boy talk. Go ahead, Fat Boy.
I hear everybody, but I also what was the non-monogamy?
Yeah, remember? Yeah, we had non-monogamy. Yes,
we had non-monogamy, and they weren't living polygamous, but they were living like
situationship.
They were married. They were together,
and they were together for years.
Relationship. They have been together for years,
20-some years,
and it was a dichotomy. It was a situation that was rare to me, just like this situation. So I think that we immediately go in our own sense, but sometimes some things work for people, and it's not based on financial. It's not based on. It's just as some people culturally, that's what they do. Some people. There are people living with multiple women, and the
Mormon Church in Utah. Yes,
I know it's not just
Mormons. Mormons mostly,
absolutely.
Mormons
in Utah.
Yeah,
but legally, they can only be married to one woman.
Legally. Because Jill said something in here about sister wives.
Here, go ahead.
And even in the Bible, it did exist. So I don't want to make it seem like, but there's a way. I don't want to make it seem like you're a bad person for doing it. But
No,
there's a
no,
way
no.
in which
Nobody
it
said
has
it's
to
a
be.
bad
No, or
person.
not a bad person, but there's a way in which that it has to be done. I do think to all of your points, right? I do think it's another cop out for people to try to find a way to manipulate relationships because they don't understand the true quality of what a polygamous relationship looks like, what it is to be a team, and it ain't no damn separate bedrooms, right? We locking in. Right, we're a real team. We live together. We feed our children together, and it's a whole other situation. And so, I do agree with all of you in the sense of I think women are trying to find a place, and like Black Lift said, all men, right, not just black men, love to do this. But I got one thing for all men: all men are not equipped, and I'm not talking sexually, to handle multiple
Mental.
women. They
Yeah.
can barely handle one woman. So
Mentally,
I
yeah.
think that the idea of it sounds extremely cool. It's fine. You're thinking about your sexual side of it, but at the same time, you have a responsibility, right? You have a responsibility to lead these women and guide these women and protect, provide for two different women on multiple levels, right? On the things that we talk about. And so you got to think about what Black Lift is going through, and it'll be an assistant, but what if it'd be like times two, right? Because he has to deal with the emotions of her dealing with the emotions of Jill, right? You get what I'm saying? And
Of
so
course.
that I think that it sounds cool, and it's a great topic, but it also, I think that we have to take time to kind of break it down and unpack it, because it's bigger than just having sex and financial
Stability.
financial help. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Y'all need to talk
Financial
Let's see
stability.
what Jill
y'all
said.
need to
She
talk
said, let's go with the comments real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought a sister wife would be amazing. Someone to help raise the children. Heck yeah. Unfortunately, I can't handle the drama.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what comes behind it, Jill. Heather said, it's a big ass heck no. I am not sharing.
I get it. I understand that.
And Jill said, I'm not a jealous person, but I also don't want to share my man. That's my man.
That's
Right?
my man.
Right. And Heather said they are not
They are
saved.
not saved.
absolutely.
What did Marlon said earlier? I said that I did something. I don't know. I can't rock this. I can't rock with this. Our civilization is fried, cooked, torched.
And sauteed.
Go ahead with the next one, y'all.
In the words of Blue Bucks Clan, I'm really keeping 10 women happy. I'm the GOAT for that.
That's tough.
Go
Jill
ahead.
said, honestly, it made sense back in the day when lots of children did not survive childhood, and this was a way to increase family size to help the family survive. It's not relevant now.
Interesting. Okay.
But even on that TV show Sister Wives, they didn't last.
You
You
know
know what
I
I'm
had
saying?
to drop my rap
A lot,
lyric
a
for
lot,
the
a
week.
lot of them broke out.
Right.
Keeping
Yeah.
10 women happy,
Yeah.
Marlon, is so it is, and it's because I want to address that bar, because I could really unpack it. Like, he's talking financially, right? And he's buying them things. So, but he ain't keeping them happy necessarily. He's pacifying them, right? And I think that as men, another misconception of polygamy, right? Or trying to keep multiple women happy. It's deeper than just how much you paying for, or how much you are how well you are making love to her. You get what I'm saying? It is
But
more
what
than those
about
things.
the multiple kids that come from this?
Oh yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that too, because you gotta
Well,
have
that's
multiple
to your point.
finances.
That's what I was going to make to your point, Lift. You know, the involvement of kids in something like this or
There's
whatever.
a
You
lot
know,
of children.
yeah. You
Look
know,
at
I
Nick
mean,
Cannon. Nick Cannon ain't seen his child he ain't seen his one son in 4 months.
Right.
because
But
he
it's
got
not
all these
just
damn kids.
yeah, but it's not just Nick. You got Neo, you got
Oh
Amarion.
yeah, yeah.
They
Okay,
all
but
all
you
got a
can't
lot of kids, and they're
you
doing the same thing.
but
They are all
you can't blame you got to blame the women that's stupid enough to do
women.
that though.
Listen,
You know what I'm
listen.
saying? That's stupid
Listen.
enough to sit here have a baby by somebody that you know that's going to be out, that's going to be gone, that's going to be fucking everybody else or whatever the case may be.
Let me say
That's
it this
dumb on their behalf.
But the reality is this: all of them, and whatever the situation is, signed up to be in that situation.
Right.
The guy saying what he's saying, and because he has money to do that, he has money to share, spend, help, whatever. He knows that's his way of being able to do something and kind of get away with it without having to worry about it. Now, if he was broke, ain't no way that's going to work because he can't supply the needs of all those people.
And
But
Jim,
because they are financially secure in whatever way they are, then the women go for it. Why? Because half of the time they're not doing nothing. They don't have to work for anything, and all they're doing is sitting up and being somebody's toy or trophy.
Well, yeah,
So
they've been a meal ticket. They see a meal ticket, they go
again,
for it.
they all signed up for what they're dealing with. So when you sign up for something, you don't complain because you signed up for it. You agreed to it. You're okay with it. And when
But
you
this is the
become
thing
okay
though.
with it, then you will remove yourself from it. But for the people that are in it, they're in it because they're in it for whatever they're getting out of it.
Yeah,
I,
but this is the thing though. They sign up for it thinking or understanding or being manipulated into thinking that it's this that he has that time, that he's going to do good or he's going to be there for their kid or whatever. You know what I mean? But it only take 2 or 3 times for it to be like, you see how he act with his other kids, with the other ones at the other one, how much time and the way he work or whatever, how much time do you think one brother gonna have? You know what I'm
let me
saying?
tell
So that's ignorance on their behalf of even thinking that, and to complain that, he ain't seen his kid in 4 months. Hey, it's probably on the movie scene or set or something like that for 4 months, 3 months. We don't know. But the point is, you know what I mean? You said, like you said, Dr. C, you signed up for that. You signed up for that. So what's the point of complaining?
you
I
can't
get
complain.
it, but at the same time, you as a man, I wouldn't do that. You don't know what he told those women. You don't know how. Look, as a man, I wouldn't mess up my kids that way.
Yeah.
That's the
Any
difference.
kids, yeah.
My kids. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm saying they his kids. I'm talking about any kids though, like kids by
Exactly.
whoever 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Right.
whatever.
These kids didn't ask to be brought in this situation. Now they growing up without a father. So yeah, you can blame the mother, but blame needs to go the other way as well.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to go on Nick too, because you knew you weren't gonna be able to keep up with 10 kids.
You
But
need,
Right.
it need to go on Nick. It need to go on Neo. It needs to go on Amarion.
I'm just using Nick as a prime example, but yes, all of them need to go. They need to be held responsible because they are creating psychologically messed up children that are basically hurt people that are gonna go through their lives and
And
basically be
repeat the
like you.
cycle. No, and repeat the cycle.
Get
Repeat the cycle.
married at 20 because they want a family because they didn't have one.
No, they're going to repeat the cycle. Now they
Yeah.
see it if they kids do what their parents do, and that's what's going to happen
Or the
to some
exact
of those
opposite.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you look at all of them, everybody Nick date, they all look alike in some
Damn
way.
near close. Yeah.
Neo, everybody he's dated, got kids by, they all look alike.
Damn near close. Yeah.
All
Mhm.
look almost the same way. They may have different personalities, but they all look feature-wise almost the same.
All right, man. Let's get into this next one. No, we got to get into Black History Month first.
Black History Month.
History Month.
I mean, history of blackness. You know what I mean. You know
Tell
what I
them
mean.
again,
It's about
Black
that
History.
time for my boy Fat Boy to do his thing. Let's go, baby. Who we got? You like that shit? You be like it?
No,
that
y'all. Welcome to another segment of History and Blackness. I told y'all, I'm in the crates. At this point,
shit? The
I
creeps.
am like the the Grandmaster Flash of Black History.
Oh shit!
I'm in the, you just call me DJ Black History.
Hey man, who we got, dog? Who we got?
Let me start. All right, I'm going. Today we have Ursula Burns, born September 20th, 1958. She is a trailblazing American business executive, best known as the first Black woman to serve as a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Raised in a housing project on Manhattan's Lower East Side by her Panamanian immigrant mother, Burns rose from the modest beginnings to become a symbol of resilience and leadership in corporate America. She earned a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Polytech Institute of New York City, now NYU, the Tandon School of Engineering, and a master's degree in mechanical engineering from Columbia University. Burns joined Xerox as a summer intern in 1980 and ascended through the company's ranks, ultimately becoming CEO in 2009 and chairwoman in 2010. Under her leadership, Xerox successfully transitions from a document technology company to a diversified business service provider. Beyond Xerox, Burns has made significant contributions to the national and global business. She chaired the President's Export Council under President Barack Obama and has served on the boards of major corporations, including ExxonMobil, Uber, and Nestle. Frequently named among the world's most powerful women by Forbes and Fortune. Burns is a passionate advocate for STEM education, corporate diversity, and inclusive leadership. Her career continues to inspire future generations of leaders, particularly women and people of color, proving that excellence and determination can transcend social and economic barriers. As of 2025, Ursula Burns remains a living icon in the business world.
There you have it. History and Blackness, Ursula Burns.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Nice one.
Very good.
Yeah, and I didn't know a women. That was the other thing. I didn't know a women.
Let me let you know, brothers. I'm gonna let all the brothers know. Women out here whooping our ass, brother. and have been for a while now.
Oh yeah,
and it's getting worse because there are more women enrolling in college than men.
Yep.
And so that education level is gonna continue. Yeah. That gap is gonna keep going.
All right, man.
I'm gonna get my PhD. They ain't leaving me behind.
Right.
I'm going to get my master's and PhD. Marlon finished the year. Shout out to Marlon for finishing his first year of his doctoral program.
That's what's up, man.
That's right, Marlon. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sir,
shout out
man.
to him for that. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Let's get into it. Whew.
Hey, man. You want to get into this so bad. Hey,
he came.
All right. Hold on. No.
At the bit.
Hey, no, seriously, on the serious tip though too, I do want to because of the story, man. If you heard the story, the things that's been going on in the court for P. Diddy and Cassie, if you've heard this story or heard the court the what's the word?
Testimony.
Thank you, sir. If you heard the testimonies, man, and the things that's been said after even watching the video, of him beating her butt, you know what I'm saying, and dragging her by her head or whatever to, or her hood of her, whatever to, try to take her back in the room, coming out in just a towel, you know what I'm saying? That's how bad he's trying to get to her. He didn't even put no clothes on. He just came out in a towel and did that. You know what I mean? But if you heard her testimony, man, I mean, for one, first of all, and I want to apologize. I talked to the Lisa. The Lisa was on here last week. I don't know if you guys seen it. Well, the comments and stuff like that. And we kind of got in discussion on because I I was more so saying the words of, I don't, I don't understand why people take so long to say something, to do something, and it was also, it was more so pertaining to the case that we were talking about last week about,
Mhm.
who was it? Help me out.
We were talking about what's dang it, actor.
Who was it? Tim, I can't even think of who it
I
was.
know I can't even remember.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm getting old, y'all.
I
I can't
know
remember.
we all get it because
I'm
ain't
sitting
nothing of
here
us
like,
fair.
No.
But the thing was, you know what I'm saying? I think I know there was Smokey Robinson.
Oh
Smokey
Smokey
Robinson.
Robinson,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Smokey.
You know
Smokey
what I'm
was
saying? And I was stating about, how long it took them, 20 years, however long or whatever, working with someone. They kept going back and kept going back. Not to say that, mostly because it ain't happened to me, of course. You know what I'm saying? So I might not really understand why it takes so long for people to come up and say something and come out and say something. But I was kind of like on the thing, like, we got social media now. We got all this stuff or whatever. We got all this help or whatever that you can get. And I pray for Cassie, for what she went through, and for the things that basically, we sit here and thinking that, oh, when she stayed there and she went back and she did this and whatever and she did this. Nobody deserved to be treated the way that this woman was treated, and demeanored and held over her head, of threat and blackmailing and all of this stuff or whatever, regardless when we get through. And I'm gonna read some of you guys real quick. Some of the testimony that she was saying.
Well, you also know that she's pregnant with her third child, and her they said her husband like left the room a
Yeah,
couple times because it was so bad.
yeah.
Her husband hadn't been told a lot of this stuff,
hmm
and so
So he's graphically just hearing a lot of the stuff in the
oh
courts
yeah, oh
that
he's
they're
hearing,
opening
yeah,
up. So
yeah.
let me read just basically from the update of the trial so far. Mr. Combs walked over to Cassie's, grabbed her by her hair, and started dragging her by her hair into the bedroom, said witnesses Daniel Phillip. He said that he heard Daniel Phillip is actually, I think, the guard that was there, the
Mhm.
security people that was
Mhm.
there. He said that he heard what sounded like Diddy slapping her as she screamed, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." The entire courtroom fell silent as three of Diddy's daughters left during the graphic testimony, which I
Yeah.
think is so.
Mhm.
I can't just imagine somebody doing this to my own daughter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would have made it through the courts like that.
Oh no, he'd have
Uh,
been dead.
exactly. She said, if they were violent arguments, it would usually result in some sort of physical abuse and dragging, just different things. Um, Throughout her testimony, Cassie Ventura painted a picture of controlling, manipulative, and intimidating individuals. She also testified that having freak offs with Combs took a big chunk of her life, as she recalls staying up for several days, taking drugs, and having sex with random strangers. The freak off became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and just try to feel normal again. So she kept doing drugs, man, just so she can try to feel normal. And he kept feeding it and feeding it to her. Ventura also testified, and Ventura is Cassie's last name, in
Cassie.
case you guys didn't know. Also testified that Combs would force her to repeatedly perform sex acts with the escort, and occasionally several escorts participated. Uh,
Okay.
I
So
was a
he
I
said
was
that.
a job. I was a object being heavily objectified by men in that scenario. She testified. When Combs
He
wasn't present to watch other men have sex with Ventura, he would go to another room to watch them on FaceTime. Uh,
Okay, so let me say this. I know
mhm.
you wanting to recap, but it's very graphic.
I know
Mhm.
it's really crap.
As a
Yeah,
woman, I can't sit and listen to that, and that's why I'm not watching the trial,
right.
Mhm.
because it makes me angry because I've been a victim.
Hmm.
So I'm not into all of that. And the reality is this: when you victimize, whether it's a man or a woman,
Hmm.
and you do things that are unnatural, you drugging them, you're doing and putting them in situations that they should not be in, that they would not normally be in if they were in their right mind.
Hmm.
So when you're constantly repeatedly doing something to a person or even to yourself, eventually you become what is called Stockholm syndrome.
Mm.
You begin to take on everything that your person that victimized you do. You will get in agreement with that because that's your way of surviving. That was her way of surviving. It wasn't that she was doing it because she was really enjoying it. She was doing it because it was her way of surviving. If you're getting beat every day, you giving drugs, somebody is completely degrading you every day.
Yeah.
And the reason why his children probably left because they're in the household with that. So you're in a household and you can hear certain things, whether you speak up and say anything or not. As kids, you know what's going on. And the fact she's been in their life for 11 years or more.
Well, a lot of it happened outside of his home. Outside around the kids. They were called freak offs. So freak offs, basically, he was flying in. Yes, he was flying in escorts. Several escorts or whatever. Of course, the whole thing about the body oil was true. You know what I'm saying? About all this body, she had a pool, had to sit in a baby oil or whatever, sit in a pool of baby oil and be, and constantly had to be poured on her every 5 minutes while she did that. And not only that, he watched why one of them was urinating in her mouth. All this was graphic, crazy.
Okay.
This was crazy stuff. But the reason is I'm saying this is, and my point is, what I'm saying, I don't care, because for once she was pursued at the age of 19. Two, she was trying to build her career. Two, she ended up just kind of like, she didn't even like him like that at first. She was mostly about her career. And then things happened or whatever. And she wanted him to like her and love her and all this stuff, and she thought that by him doing this that's what she testified. That's what she said. I'm telling you what she said. I'm telling you what she said. That's coming from her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, regardless on that, because she's manipulated at a very young age, whatever. And then, and I'm saying because I see how they ended up there that long because of the manipulation at a young age. You know what I'm saying? And you having so much power and then holding up the whole thing of, oh, I will, show the video and embarrass you, and so she had, trying to save her integrity and all this kind of stuff and continue to do it for his liking, just to get him to like him. So that's basically, what's the whole court has been. I mean, this is the whole the way everything has been going and about. It's more graphic stuff than that. But Rhonda, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want you to, feel a certain kind of way if I get into those graphics. So
about to start cussing. So yeah, let's move on.
Oh, you said I was about to start cussing?
No, I'm about to. So let's move on, because it's, to me, when we talk about people, whether it's a man or a woman that's being victimized and being belittled, and a person or people are taking advantage of them in a way that this is happening, I don't want to be sitting here having this conversation. We can talk about it, but we don't need to stay on it, because you don't know who else
Well, first of all, I'm not talking. First of all, I'm giving an update. I'm giving letting the people know that doesn't know what's going on with this whole trial thing. That's our job. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to go off, you can go off. But I'm saying that basically, because if it's that or whatever that's disturbed you, I understand, and you can go off. But I'm still going to actually bring the people the news as to what's going on. And this is the graphic stuff that's said in the news. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, too, as far as our opinion about something that happened to a certain person, any human person like that is so wrong, is so devastating, or whatever to the case, that he should be in jail. You know what I mean? So that's basically what we do. That's what we do. We can't just ignore it just because, yes, if we got personal feelings, then don't come on. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, you know what I mean? But it's still going to be said. But don't tell me to move on or whatever if this is part of the show. And that's basically real talk. Okay? All right, go ahead, Woody, because you had something when you was talking about earlier. You now see, that's why I wanted you to wait until you get on here to say, because now you ain't got nothing to say.
No, because you didn't took it to a whole nother level. But
I took it to the level. What level I take it to?
That's a different thing. Anybody who's watched this trial or anybody who knows about it can read the disgusting things that he did.
Yeah.
And I understand it's your show, but for you to like go into deep detail like you did was a bit much, in my
First of all,
opinion.
it's not going into detail. If you're reading something from her trial, you're reading her
All right,
testimony.
come on,
You
come
don't
on,
have
come on.
to. You don't have to stay on here because I'm reading the testimony. I'm reading her testimony,
Come on, y'all.
right? That's what we supposed to do. That's what this is for.
Let
If
me-
you don't want to, then don't.
Let me,
All I'm saying. Now,
let me-
you taking it somewhere else.
Let me
Go
land
ahead.
this plane, y'all, because y'all done let Freaky Diddy
Uh,
get us all uproared right
back
here,
today.
man. Hey, look, what has happened to this young lady is ridiculous.
Mhm.
I was also on the team as well, right? Of like she stayed and it was on her and not taking into consideration how young she was, the manipulation, the power that he had, and the impact that it would have on her decision making. I think that my issue with this is always my issue is that not just her, but people, right? It was so many people watching this young lady be misused. It was a thing, right? They knew in Hollywood that this young lady was being misused. And I understand her, right, not saying anything due to the trauma, due to the manipulation, but I'm still bothered on how many of the people we like, right? The people we look up to, the people we talk about, the people you admire, right? That watch this young lady be brutally assaulted or knew about the things that was going on with her.
Right.
I think that that's also an issue that we have to address, right? Because like
do you think the escort should be part of it too?
I think that I don't want to get into the case because there's so much going on. What I feel is whoever has the evidence and the proof for this young lady, they need to be involved. That's just a period. Because if it was that many people around,
right,
you kind of need to go to jail anyway, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In that sense, I just don't see, like I was telling Black Lift, the racketeering and how they spitting them into a gang and all of that, right? I think that is a little far. That is out of control.
Yeah.
However, what he's done to this young lady, they should get all the evidence that they need against them. Unfortunately, it's gonna go against him in this RICO case.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's what I was saying before we were on live.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Look, the prosecutors are doing their job. They're gonna make him look like the worst person in the world, and he may be. But the bottom line is he's charged on 3 separate federal charges. He's not charged for beating Cassie. He's not charged for doing this stuff to Cassie.
He is charged for assault. What are you talking about?
He's not charged for assault. These
You
are
ain't
federal
seen it?
charges,
Obviously. Okay,
dude.
well, go ahead.
These are federal charges. These federal charges are for racketeering, interstate travel for sex, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Okay,
So
but
what
still,
they're
all
doing
this shit's bad regardless.
It is, but what I'm telling you is they are influencing this jury to convict him on everything, even though he may not be guilty of some of these charges.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I get where you're going with it. I understand that part. But the point is yes. I mean, of course, in order to lead into to those cases or those charges or whatever, they have to set, because it's the first, second day. They have to set the characteristics of him. They have to set that or whatever to actually get into the charges that they're trying to charge him for, right? So basically, if those characteristics are true, whether she agreed to it or not is still true. Okay, so that's where, like you said, that's what they're leading up to or whatever. So I get you when you say that part. But my thing is, whether she volunteered to do it and not at the time or whatever the case may be, does not make it right, regardless. And that basically that still speaks towards his character, and that's what they're trying to basically break down, his character as well.
What they're trying to do and what they're succeeding in doing is basically showing the jury how big of a dirtbag he is.
Right, exactly.
That's
Breaking
what
down
they're
his character,
doing.
yes.
But once again, that still may not have anything to do with the charges of transporting people to engage in prostitution or anything else.
Yes, it does, because what, like you said, the character that they basically put together already, right? In and already established that he took her here, he took her there, he had escort here, escort there, a party here, a party there, every week and every other weekend. So basically, what do they call that? Trafficking. Am I not wrong? Am I not right or no?
If I'm an escort and I go and I buy a ticket,
you do know some escorts are illegal too, right? You do know that, right? In certain states.
Once again, regardless, if I went and bought a ticket and I knew what I was doing, what I was going to do, and I bought a ticket, that's me facilitating that?
Pretty much, because you basically already manipulated her mind into doing it.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about
the escort.
That's
the
thing that he's trying to say is they not charging him for that.
I didn't say they was charging him. I'm saying that they're using his character. They're changing it. They building it. They have to. It's only day 2, y'all. They building that or whatever.
I know, but what they're doing is, once again, they are so prejudicing the jury that and there's no way, and he should be found guilty on some things, but there is no way that he is going to be found not guilty on anything.
Probably not. You're right.
Based on Cassie's testimony alone.
Exactly.
He's done. He's cooked.
I know. Exactly. I know. You're exactly right.
They may not even have to prove the actual charges because he's cooked. The jury has already seen him as a dirtbag that was doing nasty things to Cassie.
Well, today he tried. The defense tried to throw in several surprises, basically, which they wouldn't let them do because they held up court or whatever, because they were trying to throw in evidence, that was supposed to be presented April 27th, and they tried to throw them with a surprise, I guess, of something that, like you were saying, what she volunteered to do, and which, that was just their thing or whatever. How Smokey said, not Smokey, who was that? Who was saying that it was just their thing. They were,
they was freaks. They like doing that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that part. Lisa said he bombed her at a young mind. Yes, he did. She said day 3. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the day before and yesterday. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, day 3. Okay. As y'all see, we lost Dr. C. But hey, it is. I mean, my whole thing is this, man. If it's news, we report it. If it's if we can talk about it, we can talk about it. If you can't, I can understand if if it hits home or something like that, you guys burn out. That wasn't right. Whatever, man. That was right. I don't care what that was right. It's basically it's a story. It's the hot topic that's out there. That's what I do. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So anywho. And not to downplay or anything or what Dr. Kahneman had went through or whatever. I just respect the fact that there's something she don't want to talk about to go off the show, which is cool. You know what I mean? So that part. All right, man. How did we got through that? It's time for what we looking at, dear brothers and sisters.
Dear brothers and sisters, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lip, it's on you, baby.
Dr. C's opinion on this.
I did as well, but hey, we'll make it do what it do.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about this afterwards.
All right, man. Let's get in, dear brothers and sisters, man. Look like it's going to be a quick show today.
It's all good, though.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go, dear brothers and sisters. Let's go, Lip.
Okay, let's get to it.
So, dear brothers, dear sisters, do you think that toxic masculinity has made it easier for older women to sexually assault young men? Now, what made me come up with this? Fuel knows the song I sent him.
Yeah, what was it? Young YG or what's it?
YG. So Fat Boy, have you heard YG's song? Oh man, you got to check it out.
What he say?
It's so YG has a song that he just released called 2004, and the lyrics basically talk about how he was sexually assaulted at 14 by a 30-year-old woman. And when people think about sexual assault, they only think about it from the standpoint of men doing it to women and doing it with power and force and all this other stuff. And it can go both ways. And one of the current phenomenons that's going on is all these teachers that are having sex with their students. There's an epidemic of that going around the country. And these teachers are having sex with 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old little boys.
Wow.
And they are, I know they're teenagers and all. And what I mean by is toxic masculinity, is it making it easier, is because Phil, say we was in high school. I'm gonna give you a good example, and you'll probably remember this. Say we was in high school, right? And Miss Mallory wanted to get with one of us.
Ooh, Miss Valerie.
Ooh, Cherry. Her first name was Cherry.
Yeah.
Cherry Mallory in high school.
Cherry Mallory. She was a teacher. She had been in Ebony magazine back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was
fine on fine.
Yeah, I know she was.
Okay, but she was a teacher, and
she
so
wasn't giving y'all no ass.
Well, she didn't have to. She had men, but But what I'm saying is that the toxic masculinity would be like if you were 14 or 15 and she hit on you, and you weren't physically ready, you weren't emotionally ready, you weren't mentally ready for that to happen to you. That would mess you up. But your homeboys would be like, man, you gay or something.
It's different. Yeah.
You ain't want to, you ain't want to get that. I wish she would harass me. I tear that up, blah, blah, blah. And so I think the culture that we have is making it difficult for young men to come forward.
Man, the young men stay soft. That's all it is to it.
See, and that right there.
I know that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that though, because that's part of the toxic masculinity that's affecting these kids. And like in YG's song, I'm gonna send it to you, fat boy. YG's song, he talked about some of the stuff that this older woman made him do to her that he wasn't ready for, and like he got sick and was all kinds of other stuff. And in his rap song, he basically tells people, he's telling them that that's why he like treated women the way he did as he grew up.
Did he sue her? Did he sue her?
No.
Why not?
No.
Everybody else, that's what the young ladies do.
Look, you need to ask him about that. But yeah, so like this woman was twice his age, and so we as a society are so conditioned to tell our boys that, man, you need to be trying to get some. You need to be okay with this. You need to. I mean, I wish an old lady.
Dog, she just bust your cherry, dog. She just, you know what I'm saying, got you ready for the world.
And that, like I said,
when we were younger, like you said, when you was asking, use that as an example. When we were younger, if something like that happened, it was bragging rights. We were like, we never had the state of mind. Oh, I got assaulted. Oh, I got,
exactly.
It never, I think, occurred, at least as young as that, people that I've known and been around. It never would be like as an assault.
I wasn't raped. Or I wasn't assaulted.
I wasn't assaulted, raped. I just got some. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I just got some.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you don't know how that will affect you down the line.
Years later, yes.
How you treat women, how
exactly.
how you act, how things happen. And so that's part of the culture that needs to change. I read me and Jill, we read a news story from Florida where this 15-year-old kid had sex with his stepmother. And the dad walked in and busted him butt naked on the couch. But, and like I told Jill, what people don't understand is that there's a whole porn category for that.
Hold on. Who did that now?
In Florida. I'll send you the story. In Florida, a 15-year-old got busted having sex with his stepmama on the couch. Daddy was a lineman in Florida. She was a nurse. And basically Daddy came home and like like when they got the little boy, I mean, when they got the boy, and he was given like testifying as to what had happened to him,
Mm-hmm.
the woman was basically saying that you look like your daddy when he was younger,
Mm.
and comparing his thing to her thing, and blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So and then like she was a nurse, right? And they suspended her nursing license
Mm.
because of this.
Okay.
And so, but what I'm saying is that that situation is a little bit different, but at the same time, she has screwed up that boy's life.
Mm.
There are teachers that are having sex with these students.
Yeah.
They're screwing up they screwing up these kids' lives, and they're not preparing them to be men. You're trying to turn boys
So you're
into
saying
men.
you should basically, yeah, basically you're turning them into a being disrespectful
You're gonna
probably
make them
to
victimizers.
right to other women. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Once they grow up, whatever, like they, yeah. So yeah, I get that part. I get
but
that part.
we never look at it like that. Everybody looks at the man that's messed with some young girl, but
Hmm.
it's happening the other way too. Like Jill
True.
said, boys who are soft, they're told they lucky.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you remember
I
Miss Buford? Ooh, Miss Buford.
Stop. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead, Fat Boy.
I'm gonna read this. It says there has been a history of law enforcement and others not taking these situations clearly because this stuff doesn't hurt men, right? Being a man doesn't mean you can't be a victim.
True.
It's a
True
great
that.
point.
True that.
I think that Black Lives is a great topic because I was cracking up in the beginning and now I feel like a fool for laughing because I was thinking something else. And I think that this is a great point or a great topic because we don't talk about that, right? We're so overly sexualized by our peers that we, like Jill say, we're taught that this is lucky, not understand that just like a young lady's, your innocence is being taken away as well. Right. And because, like you said, Black Lift, because your peers are going to tease you and call you names and make you feel like what you feel isn't real, right? And make you feel like, oh, if I feel uncomfortable because my teacher is coming on to me, right? But my buddy was like, man, I wish she came on to me. Now I'm pretty cool and everybody's high-fiving me and it's cool to be sleeping with the teacher, not understanding, like you said, Black Lift, that it is messing up these children's lives. You get what I'm saying? In these young men's lives. I even seen in some situations where teachers are marrying their students, right? And having children with them and having families with them. And it is quite crazy. And as it is important that we have this conversation because it is seen as taboo for a young man to speak out when it is an older woman who is sexually assaulting him, because that's essentially what it is. But like you said, due to toxic masculinity within us as a whole, right? Just within the men as a whole, it is something that is instead of frowned upon, is championed. And it says, like Starlene says, a lot of these people end up with mental health issues because they start self-medicating to numb the pain of embarrassment. Exactly. And that goes back to what Black Lift, the point that Black Lift was making, that these toxic masculinity is allowing these women to get away with impacting these boys further, or at least feel they can get away with it past their youth, because they can get away because it's cool, like Jill said, that he's sleeping with the older woman. Because if my younger brain, right, would have been like, shoot, he lucky, like Jill said. But now that I'm older and understanding that you just still young, you don't know your body, and that is not an experience that you need to have with an older woman until you are truly ready.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like what she just said. Since they aren't taken as seriously when boys come forward, they don't get the help they need, and that's basically what you just said, Fat Boy. They pretty much use other things, substance or whatever, to try to get themselves through it or whatever.
Like they said, when they hanging out with their boys, they high fiving and cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what they do in those dark recesses of their room is the problem.
Yeah.
Is that when they're alone, they feel, like something's not right. Because just like a woman, boys don't mature to a certain point.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like trying to move that along, or just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it should be addressed and talked about. So great topic. And Black Lil, I was on there cracking up in the beginning because I said, "Oh, he wild." But that is definitely a good
no, but you need to. I'm gonna send it to you, Fat Boy. But look up YG 2004, and like when I send it to you, like you gotta look at the lyrics too. You can hear it because like he's a West Coast rapper, so he's clear. He's not a mumble rapper.
Right.
He's a West Coast rapper, so you can hear what he's saying. But if you look at the lyrics, it's like when I first looked at it, it had me like really just thinking.
Yeah. For that to happen with two guys or whatever, and not get the help that they need or whatever, I think that's what before we leave here is basically what we need to put forward out there as well. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any young, men that's going through these type of things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just like the women, you can get the help. You can go on for support. You can go get support, saying on, I don't know, I should have pulled it up though, but you can get support, resources, yes, you know what I mean, to get help or whatever the case may be.
Or if it did happen to you and you haven't said anything about it, sometimes you have to let that out. You have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just can't let that sit in your head because that's a weight.
Yeah.
That's a weight on your head and your heart. And sometimes you need help. You just talk to somebody about it.
It's kind of interesting. Most of everything today on the show is about sexual assault, and it's happening in the lower sense of class, and then in the higher class. You know what I mean? So it happens both ways in different ways, or whatever. To the point where it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's say for instance a celebrity or anything like that or whatever, and it doesn't matter if you're not a celebrity or what I'm saying, just a normal person out here trying to make it in this world, consistently, or try to at least speak out and say something, talk to someone and get help, look for resources to get help. What do you say?
It said 988. Oh no, we already read that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sterling said you were right. There we go.
Starlene says 988 can direct you to help. And 988 in California has free resources to get help.
Okay. Since they aren't taking that serious when boys come forward, they don't get the help. Oh, she already said that.
Yeah,
okay. So we said the 988. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. And, thanks, Jill, for looking at that.
Starlene, Jill.
Yeah, Starlene and Jill. Starlene, you knew?
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't see
All right. Thank you.
Welcome, Starlene.
Welcome. Hope you like the show. Yes, I hope you like the show. Continue and share and come back next week.
Make sure you do.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna talk. Let me shut up. I ain't gonna say nothing. All I know,
now, you just said enough.
No, I'm just saying.
You just said enough, bro.
I'm just saying. It's like we're off early now for some reason.
Wrap this thing up.
Well, look, an hour's good time. That's good.
Oh yeah, always. Exactly.
We get good by default, but that's all
exactly.
right.
Exactly. You said by default.
By default.
We did good
we lost one.
By default. It's a big ass heck no. Oh, that's okay.
We accidentally did good.
She said definitely will. Appreciate you, Sterling. Starlene.
Yes,
did they say it right, Taylor? Starlene.
Miss Taylor, welcome.
That's what's up. All right, man. That's going to do it for us today, man. Like I said, as I always tell you, I appreciate everyone that comes on. You know what I'm saying? My apologies to Dr. Cotton. I didn't, know this was going to be that touchy to her. So I respect the fact that, she had to go early on it, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we might, get something that, lift. You might be soft. I mean, not soft on, but, I mean, soft.
Nah,
something that might, bother you.
look, I ain't gonna be soft on nothing. You know where I'm from. I'm from that city, boy.
Right. So I'm just saying if that's the case, if we had this is the first time we've ever had this type of
it was
conversation.
something that touched her personally. So therefore,
Exactly.
I
So
get it. But
exactly. Me too. You know what I'm saying? So much respect, Dr. C, for that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, man, I appreciate you guys joining. I'll be hopefully see you guys next week, same back time, same back channel, fired up broadcasting at gmail.com. What you got for me, fat boy?
Oh man, you know I love y'all. I love every last one of y'all. Of course, my co-hosts, you know that. And all our new supporters, you know, everyone who's tapping in, who's in the comments. That dear brother, dear sister, Black Lift is going crazy, y'all. He's really shout out to Black Lift for the dear brothers and dear sisters. Make sure y'all send us one. And I know y'all been sending them. We're gonna play some either an audio or video clip, no longer than 30 seconds to a minute. And you can send that to firedupbroadcasting at gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting firedupbroadcasting at gmail.com. And make sure you title it Dear Brother, Dear Sister. Because right now, Black Lift is whooping y'all feet. I'm just letting you know. The man ain't missed yet.
All right, Lift, what you got, baby?
All right. Hey, love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all. Dr. C, I'll see you. You coming back. I already know. You good.
Right.
What I want is just everybody that's here, tell two people, have them tell two people, have them tell two people. You know, we here to help and uplift the community and get help for people that need help. And look, you guys help us as well with your comments. So we definitely need those.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, love, peace, and soul. And I'll see y'all next week.
And once again, before we leave, you guys, I just put the scroll down there for Jill. You know, she's one of our main supporters here. Yes. So I just want to remind you guys that you can go on the GoFundMe and donate whatever you can to help towards her heart transplant and all that good stuff, whatever.
Shout out Jill, a warrior.
Shout out to Jill. You know what I'm saying?
A gangster for real, Jill.
Oh, she is. She's a real gangster. She's a real G.
She's a real G. Exactly. So that's what's up, man. Hey, that's what's going to do it for us today, man. Like, again, I'll see y'all next week. Share this. I see over 100 people on views on Facebook, you guys. And I know you could have came in these comments. So, share this if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just want to sit back, relax, and just watch and hear the conversation. That's all good. But share it. All right? That's what's up, man. All right, man. And remember,
if they talking about you
behind your back,
my back,
they
behind you for a reason. Peace. Is that an echo in here?
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they talk